CheckMate Programming module is a graphic-based point-and-click programming system running seamlessly inside of SOLIDWORKS. There's a complete suite of programming functions accessible via the menus, or the toolbars, or the ribbon. If you look at the ribbon, you can see on the Measure tab, for example, we have all of the features that you can measure. The Construct tab, you can see we have constructions like point, line, plane, any kind of feature. But off to the right, we also have constructions for coordinate systems, which we'll talk about a little later. On the Tolerance tab, you can see we have all the kinds of GD&T that we might want to apply to our features. And of course, once our program is done, we go to the Output ribbon, and over on the far left, we can output a program to our CMM. Now, the program that we generate is controlled within the programming browser. That's the window here off to the right. Measurement features can be placed into any folder, or what we call segments. This gives us the versatility to pick and choose which segments we use to create the final CMM program. Now, why would we need to do that? Well, for example, as you can see in segment 2, which is an engineering change, I can program an engineering change and have it all ready before the engineering change has even been applied to the actual part. But whatever the reason is, it's a powerful way to keep your measurements organized. Speaking of power, the programming browser isn't just a list of features. We've given it the metrology prowess to be very easily manipulate any of these features. For example, you can see in segment 3 that's open, because it's the green folder, I can drag and drop features very easily. So for example, I'm going to drag the plane up to the beginning of the segment. Just drag and drop. I can edit any individual feature simply just by clicking on it. I can go in and change the approach, the retract, the depth, even the name of it if I want. Once I've done that, we can go in and do multiple features. So if I need to edit all of my features in this segment, I can highlight them all, and then I can go up to the folder level, right click, and I can perform a global edit and edit all of the features at once within my segment. Not enough power for you yet? Well, the programming browser can allow you to select features for constructions by picking features right in the programming browser, so we don't have to pick them from the graphics area. For example, in this segment, I've got a plane, a circle, and 2 surface measurements. I'm going to create a coordinate system from these without picking any of the features in the graphics area and only picking features from the programming browser. I'm going to go to the Construct, and I'm going to assign a datum label to the plane, datum A. I'm going to assign another datum label to the circle measurement, pick it, and that's going to be datum B. These 2 surface measurements, we need to construct a line. So I'm going to go over to the left here and say construct a line, pick the first surface measurement and then the second surface measurement. We now have a constructed line added to the programming browser. We're going to assign a datum label to that constructed line, and we'll call that datum C. We now have A, B, and C, and I'm going to create a constructed master coordinate system. So I'll pick A, I'll pick B, and then pick C, all from the programming browser, and now we've created a master coordinate system from all of those features. Now I'm going to go in and open the last segment here. You can see I have a couple measurements here, 2 surface measurements. What if I want to measure a feature and insert it somewhere in the program, but not just add it to the end? Well, for example, I'm going to measure this circle on this angled surface. So let's say measure circle inner, and I pick the feature, and then I go to the programming browser and I right click the feature that I want to place the measurement after, and I select pick next connector. Now you can see the circle measurement is now in between the 2 surface measurements. Now, one other thing I might want to do is, since I've got this circle measurement on this angle, maybe I want to go to the probe tab and I want to put a probe rotation to the exact best angle to measure that feature. Let's do that. Let's rotate the probe and we pick the feature. And what happens is CheckMate, you can see 2/3 of the way down this screen, is telling us the best angle is 60-45. Let's apply it to the list and say OK. And if we zoom out a little bit, you can see we now have a probe rotation. Well, let's drag and drop because we need that probe rotation to be in front of the circle measurement. One final thing now, we can highlight a couple of features or an individual feature, right-click on them and say Simulate, and you can watch the probe go in and simulate those features. Or if you want, we can just go back to the folder and select Simulate from there, and it'll go and simulate the entire segment. Once we're happy with our program, then we just go to the Output ribbon and select Output Program to the CMM. We've got two large boxes here. The one on the left selects our segments that we've created. Let's just click on one and hit Add and send it over to the right side. Let's say Measure Part, we'll add that. Critical Characteristics, we'll add that. Let's say the engineering change has not been implemented into the part, so we're not going to output that segment yet. Now, on the right-hand side here, there's a drop-down. We select which CMM we want to output to. We have just about every possible CMM that you can think of. Let's just select PCDMIS for Windows. And then over on the left side, we'll pick a name. We're just going to call it CMM Program. And then we'll say Output. And now we have our DMIS program all ready to send out to the CMM. Thanks for watching.